Hey everyone, this is Sandy Reese with StampACrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thanks for joining me today. I forgot I was going to show you this. Before we get started, we have a starter kit special this month. And when you purchase our starter kit, it's $99 for our starter kit. You will get this new Stampin' Positioner for free. This is a brand new product. I wanted to show it to you real quick. Get it out of the box. It's called the Stampin' Positioner. It comes with the base. It has a large sheet that you can put any size stamp on it, and then you put it in place. What you'll do is you'll take your cardstock. Let me see if I have a piece of cardstock somewhere. All right, I'm going to pretend this box is a piece of cardstock. I forgot to get prepared. And you can see right here in the middle, there's a little guide, and you can place this cardstock right there. And put your stamp however you want it. Then you place the positioner and you press down, you pick up the stamp, and then you can ink it, you lay it down again, and then you stamp. And then that way you can position all your, all your projects the same way. It also comes with this smaller plate where you can, you place them on these larger tabs and, do like a tile variation on your card. Has these great little magnets. They stick together, but they have tabs so you can pull them off easier. And then it also comes, you can purchase this little grid paper, and the grid paper fits on these holes right here so that you don't have to get ink on here. You can wipe it off if you do, but these papers just kind of help maybe with positioning and laying things out a little bit. So I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be lots of fun. Okay, so that's our special going on through February 2nd, from now until February 2nd. Okay, so let's get started with our project today. We are making a fun little box, and we are using the Endless Love dies. And on this box, I use Pretty in Pink cardstock, and my box is going to be 2 1/4 inch squared. Now you can scale this down or you can scale it up. The maximum size box you can do is a 3 by 3 square. You would need to use the 12 by 12 paper to do that size. 2 1/4 is the largest size you can do on an 8 1/2 by 11. Now you can move this down and make it a 2 inch box, a 1 1/2 inch box, whatever size. You just make them, a little smaller. So this one, it's 2 1/4. So the size of the cardstock, 6 3/4 by 9. And then I'd scored it at 2 1/4 each way. So 2 1/4, 4 1/2, and then this one's 2 1/4, 4 1/2, and then 6 3/4. Then what I've done is on the middle point on both long sides, I have taken a ruler and my stylus, and I've just scored in a diagonal out to the next corner here. And the same right here. Okay? Now to assemble the box, we're going to take our paper snips, and we're going to cut up on the score lines on the 2 short ends. Just like that. And then we're going to cut up on the other side to that first score line, just like this. All right, once you've done that, you can crease on the score lines. Now on these diagonal score lines, you are going to fold them like a mountain fold, and then in the center is folded in, so that when you bring them together, they'll look like that. So these squares will make, or these 2 triangles will make a full square. Same thing on the other side. Bring them in like that. Give them a good crease. All right, so to assemble, all we're going to do is bring in our 2 outside tabs and then fold up that center tab. If you want, you can trim these outside tabs a little bit. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can. I'll do the same over here. Okay. All right, so let's grab our adhesive. I'm going to bring these in so that they make a nice square corner right here. Okay, so our adhesive's going on the outside of our tab. We're going to bring that up just like that. So we'll do the same thing on this side. Okay, we're just trying to make them as square and neat as possible. And then our last tab, a little hard to get it in here, but we will get the glue on, and that glues right inside. Okay. That's it for the assembly of our box. So what our box is going to do is fold in and make this little square. All right, so we're going to do our decorating before we close it up. And so what I've done is take some of the designer paper, and this is 2 by 2, and I cut 6 squares of 2 by 2. And this works best with non-directional paper, which is why I use the little arrow paper, because it goes all directions. It can work in any direction. So I'm going to glue one on that end and one on this end. Okay, I'm going to glue 2 on the bottom. This just kind of makes it, so when you pick it up, you turn it around, it all looks good. Cute. Okay, so with these 2, we're going to do the sides. So what I'm going to do is cut from one corner to the other. You can use a paper trimmer if you want. And I'm going to do the side, we're going to do it on the outside triangles. Just like that. These are going to be folded inside, so we're not going to need those. And then let's do this side. And this one. So when that folds in, they look like that. Super cute. Okay, I'm going to, you can use a hole punch. I'm using my Crocodile only because this is going through 3 layers of cardstock. And we're going to punch a little hole, maybe 1/4 of an inch in. Right there. Well, that was close. That's more of an 1/8 of an inch. Okay, on each side. That's for our ribbon. So we're going to put our candy. So I used 5 hugs and 5 kisses for Valentine's Day. And isn't that pink so pretty? It kind of coordinates. And then we're going to fold this up and get half and half in there. We can fold our box. And we're going to just use some of this Bubble Bath 1/8" ribbon. Put it through our 2 holes like that. And we can bring them together and tie them in a bow. And that will just close our whole box up. So you could do this with designer paper, and then you wouldn't have to put the extra pieces, or you could use cardstock, whatever you like. This is just a really fun little box. And then you could do whichever side, either side. Since my bow's kind of tied nicely here, I'm going to make this the front of my box. So I've cut a heart out of Flirty Flamingo. Whoop, before I put those on, I've also die cut a silver foil arrow. So I want this arrow to go in and out of my heart. So what I'm going to do is take this little slot punch from the 3-punch pack, and I'm going to just cut a couple little slots so I can fit my arrow in through it. So like a hole, my arrow's not going to fit through my hole unless you cut the arrow in half and just slide the little stick part in there. That would work too. And then you could just glue it to the back of your heart. But since I have that slot punch, I'm going to go ahead and use it. We'll pop that on there, and then I also die cut somewhere. Is it on here and I'm not seeing it? Die cut kisses, hugs and kisses out of the die set right here. So I've got an X and an O, and the O's got a little heart. It's very cute. I didn't even stamp this project. I just die cut it. So I'm going to do an X and an O. We'll put that right on the front of the box, and let's do a couple gems. I think I'm using my strawberry slush and pretty and pink gems. I have a lot of the clear ones left, so I think I'm going to do clear. I'm going to do a little clear one there because they're super sparkly. We'll do a little clear one down there. Isn't that cute? And it will be hard for people to figure out how you did that box. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's the coolest box ever. And they're nice and compact too. Now you can only get one out of a piece of cardstock, but you will have extra left over that you can use for other projects. So hope you enjoyed today's project, and I will see you all soon. All right, bye everyone. Let's see, before I sign off, who we have, if we have anybody on. Oh, I can't tell on here. Okay. Anyway, don't forget that when you spend $50, you'll get a set of this month's card class projects for free. And click subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. All right. See you soon. Bye-bye.